Hello and welcome to Developers Dell by Newton School. I am 𝐏𝐚𝐲 𝐀𝐟𝐭𝐞𝐫 I am a front-end developer, and in today's video we are going to learn a very interesting concept of hosting your React applications on platforms such as Firebase, GitHub, Heroku and Vercel. So in today's video we'll cover Firebase. There are two methods basically. One is entirely by using your terminal, and another is where you can go to Firebase website, you can create a new project and then host your application there. So why is it important to host your website online? So what happens generally when you are creating a project for your resume, the interviewer might want to see where the website is. They don't want to clone the entire repository from GitHub and then run it on their local machine and then see what it's about. So it's better to have a personalized link for your project so that anyone can just click on that link and see what you have built. So it's very good to have a hosted website for whatever project you are creating. So in this video I'll walk you through that how you can install Firebase CLI on your local computer and then host your entire application there. So we'll create a React project entirely from scratch, and then we'll write something on the screen and then we'll host that particular website on Firebase. So watch the entire video and do practice it on your own. But before watching, make sure you have liked the video, you are subscribed to the channel, and if you have any doubt after the video, do comment it out. I'll help you for sure. Let's go. So let's get started with hosting our React applications on Firebase. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll open up our terminal. I'll increase the size so that you can see better. We'll go to our desktop or any directory repository where you want, and we'll create a React application. In PX, create React app, and let's call it hosted. And once this is created, I'll show you how we can host this particular React application on Firebase. So a little bit about Firebase is that it's by Google, and as you can see, you can build, release and monitor and engage your audience on this. You can use push notification services, you can collect data here, you can use analytics, you can do everything on Firebase. So it's a really great platform. And today we're going to see two methods. One is directly by using your terminal, how you can host everything on Firebase. For that, of course, you have to log in first to Firebase. And the other one is by using this console, by creating a project and using a customized URL for your project. So this will take a while. Let's wait for this to complete. So meanwhile, I'll just tell you what npx create react app does. It's an npm package which creates a ready-made template for React applications for you, and it's quite handy when you use this for your React applications. Otherwise, you can create React application from scratch as well, but it takes a lot of time, and many of the developers prefer using CRA, which is create react app. So let's wait for this to complete, and meanwhile, what you can do, we can go to firebase.google.com and make sure that you are logged in with your Gmail account. And once this is done, you can just create a project here. And so this is the one of the method by which we can create a project and host it on Firebase. Let's call this hosted2 for future. So hosted2, and as you can see, this is the particular URL link that you will get, so you can edit it as well. So we can call it anything. Let's say we can call this developer hosted. Okay, so this is available. So the kind of URL that we will get by writing this part is developer hosted.web.app. So this is the entire URL that you will get. So we don't have to type this, we just have to type this, and we can say save. And you have to accept the Firebase terms, and you have to accept all the conditions. Now you can enable or disable the Google Analytics for this project. It's better to enable it so that you can track that whoever is visiting your website, what kind of audience you are getting and everything. So just choose everything by default and create a project. This will take some time, and meanwhile our React application is created. We can open this in our VS Code. You can use any code editor that you want. I prefer using VS Code. So I'll just run npm start. So once you hit npm start, you can see that your server is up and running. You can see this React logo. What I'll do is I'll just go to my source file, and in my app.js, instead of learn React, what I'll see, this is hosted website. This is hosted website on Firebase. Also, I'll write something here. I'll say h2 please subscribe and like. So let's see. As you can see, this is here. And one more thing I'll do, I'll remove this line and save. Done. So what I will do is we will host this particular website on Firebase. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to install Firebase CLI, Firebase CLI npm. So as you can see, we have Firebase tools, something called Firebase tools. We need these Firebase tools. So what, we'll go to our terminal. I hope you can see the size of our code here. I'll close this. We don't need this. So go to a terminal, either in VS Code. You can just open a new terminal by clicking on this plus icon. This is the best part about VS Code that I like, and just paste this. So this will install Firebase tools for you. And once the Firebase tools are installed, what you have to do is you have to log into your Firebase. So meanwhile, you can read more about this. It's better that you install this globally by giving this -g flag, so that you can use it in other repositories as well. And this will take a few seconds. Meanwhile, as you can see on my Firebase console, my hosted 2 project is done for the second part of this video. So I'll show you what it looks like. You get this console, you get this dashboard basically, where you can where you get code to integrate it in your application as well. By using this particular code, you can what you can do is you can also add Google authentication by Firebase tools and everything, which I will cover in my later videos. So right now, let's see if this is installed. It's yet to be installed. It will take a few more seconds. So let's wait for this. And yeah, what I was talking about our Firebase dashboard is that you also get your analytics dashboard, where you can get your real-time database, that what kind of audience you are getting and everything, your conversion matrices, your events that you are adding to your project. You can also you also get some storage here. As you can see, you get some storage where you can store your photos. It's better to keep your photos on a cloud such as GCP or your AWS, but you can keep your storage here as well for your small projects. You get authentication, you get hosting. So basically, Firebase is a complete package where you get everything. So what I'll do is, I guess this is taking some time, so I'll pause this video and I'll continue once this Firebase is installed. So now it's installed. It's as you can see. So what I did is I installed this npm install with -g for a global flag and Firebase tools. Now what I'll do is I'll type Command K to clear my terminal, and I'll say Firebase login. So by writing this, you'll see that allow Firebase to collect CLI usage and error reporting information. Type Y, and now you can see you are taken to a website where you have to log in with your Google account so that you can host your applications on this. So just allow this permission, and done. Now as you can see, successfully logged in as developers then youtube@gmail.com. So this is it. Now what you have to do is you have to type Firebase init. By writing Firebase init, your Firebase is initialized in this repository. So what we have to do is you have to use the arrow keys to select the option. You can see the options here, right where my cursor is. You have storage, you have emulators, you have remote config, you have real-time database. What we need is hosting. So there are 2 types of hosting. One is set up GitHub Actions to deploy. GitHub Actions are something which is an automated script, you can say, which automatically hosts your website whenever you push something. But right now we have to do this configure file for Firebase hosting, and optionally set up GitHub Actions deploy. We have to select this option. To select something, you just have to press the space bar. As you can see, by pressing the space bar, this option is selected, and hit on enter button. So here you get the 2 types that we were talking about. One is to use an existing project or create a new project. So in this type, I won't be using the console. I'll be entirely using my terminal. So I just selected the create new project option, and I'll click enter. So please specify unique project ID. So what you'll say is, let's say developer hosted 1. This is it. Developer hosted 1.web.app will be my URL. So I'll click on enter. What would you like to call your project? I'll just say this again, developer hosted 1. Creating Google Cloud project. So this will create our entire Google Cloud project. It will take around a minute or so. So this will, as you can see the progress here, right here on our terminal. It's a very easy process. So what happens that whenever you're writing some code for a big project, you'll write something, you'll make the changes, and you'll push it. So first time it takes some time. So now that you can see the project ID is developer hosted and the project name is this. So what you'll see that what do you want to use as your public repository? So here you have to say build. So the build file that we'll create will be used as our public repository. Configure as a single page application, yes, because all the React application that we create is a single page apps, which is SPA. So we'll type yes. We don't want to set up automatic deploy, so we'll say no. And as you can see that our initialization is complete. Now you just have to run one code, npm run build. So this will run the build for you, which is a production build, which will minify your code and which will like locate your assets and everything. As you can see, the project was built and it is hosted at this. Now we just have to do one thing, Firebase deploy. So with this command, whatever build that we created right now, as you can see, the chunk is of 46 kilobytes, and we have one CSS file which is of 541 bytes, and another chunk of JS which is of 1.78 KB. So all of this will be hosted, and as you can see, the progress is done. And here is your hosting URL. As you can see, this particular URL is your hosted URL. If you click on this, you will visit this particular link, and you can see, please subscribe and like, and this is your hosted URL, developer hosted -1.web.app. So this particular React project was hosted entirely using my terminal. So what we will do now is we'll close this and we'll create another project, terminal. I'll increase the size and I'll go to my desktop, and we'll create another project, hosted 2, which will be create react app, and we'll call this as hosted 2. Again, this will take around a minute or so. So once this is created, also the best part about this is that in future, if you want to change this particular domain to your customized domain that you bought from GoDaddy or some other place, you can do that as well, which we'll cover in next video, in subsequent videos, which is very easy. You just have to buy the domain from some website and just have to integrate it in your Firebase. So also one more thing, now if you'll go to your Firebase console, I'll show you. If you'll go to your Firebase console here, firebase.google.com. Let's wait for this to open up. If I'll say click on get started, you can see your existing projects here. So hosted 2, developer hosted 1, this is which one we created from our terminal, and hosted 2, which we created from our console. So all the projects you can see on your Firebase console here. So you can see our React application is created. We'll open this up in our VS Code. Before that, what I'll do is, so what I'll do, command J, I'll say npm start. So this will start our server, and now as you can see, this is again a new project. So I'll go to source, and inside my app.js, I'll close the terminal for once, and I'll say this is hosted website 2, and save this. Now again, now that once you have installed your Firebase tools, you don't have to install it every time. Also, once you have logged in with your Firebase account, you don't have to log in again and again. You just have to type Firebase init. That's one command, and again you just have to choose the option of this one. Just click on this, use an existing project. Now that you have created a project from your console on Firebase website, you have to choose an existing project. Now just click on enter. Now this will give you all the existing projects on your Firebase. So Firebase developer hosted 1 was the website that we hosted earlier. Now I'll select this particular option, developer hosted 2, just click on enter. What do you want to use as your public directory? Again, I'll say build. The build file that we'll create, that will be used as our public directory. Configure a SPA, yes, configure a SPA, because React is by default an SPA. Set up automatic builds, no, I don't want to set up automatic builds. So as you can see, Firebase initialization is completed. Now you just have to type npm run build. We type this command to create a build directory that we are using here. As you can see here, what do you want to use? We use build, so we have to run build file first. And you can see the file sizes and the chunks that are created that will be hosted. So now you just have to type Firebase deploy. So this will deploy your application on Firebase. It will take around 10 to 15 seconds depending on the size of your files that you have. So these are the steps: deploying hosting, beginning deploying, found 15 files in build, build upload complete, releasing new version, and that's it, deploy complete. If you see this tick mark and this message, that means your deployment is completed. Now if you click on this particular URL, you will be there. This is hosted website 2. and this is hosted website on Firebase. So these are the two types of hosting that we can do. One is using the Firebase console, or one is entirely by terminal. Hope you learned something new. Hope you will now host your websites, host your projects before writing it in your resume, so that others can see what you're building. So keep creating and keep learning. Before going, if you haven't subscribed to Developers Den, please subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, do like it. And if you have any doubt, please do comment it out. I'll help you for sure. Thank you, Newton School, for helping me making this video. Give it a like, guys. Do visit Newton School if you want to learn something new. And that's it. See you in the next video. Thank you.